I never thought that a simple hiking trip would lead to the darkest night of my life. It all started with my friends and I planning an escape from our mundane routines. The destination: an isolated cabin deep in the woods, far away from the bustle of our everyday lives. Little did we know that the peace and quiet we sought would quickly unravel into something grotesque. As we drove towards the cabin, I felt a growing sense of excitement mixed with trepidation. The towering trees and winding roads felt like a passage into another world. However, something felt off. The further we went, the more I noticed the absence of any signs of life. No birds singing, no rustling animals, just an eerie silence settling around us like a thick fog. My friends laughed it off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. When we finally arrived, the cabin was everything we had imagined. Rustic charm complete with creaky floorboards and a cozy fireplace. Our laughter filled the air as we settled in, but as night fell, the atmosphere shifted. A sharp chill coursed through the cabin, and I can still vividly recall the way the wind howled outside as if trying to warn us of something. The real horror began after dinner, when we decided to sit around the fire and share spooky stories. Just as I was deep into my tale, a shadow flickered past the window. My heart raced and I paused mid-sentence. "Did you see that?" I whispered. My friends glanced at each other, dismissing it as a trick of the light. But I knew better. When we decided to investigate, our flashlights cut through the darkness like fragile beams of hope. Each step we took toward the edge of the woods felt heavier than the last, as if the forest itself was resisting our presence. There was an unnerving stillness, and I suddenly wished we had never wandered so far from the safety of our cabin. That's when we heard it, a low, guttural sound echoing through the trees. It felt as if the very ground beneath us was alive with foreboding. We turned to flee back to the cabin, but the tendrils of panic ensnared us. All at once, the forest seemed to close in, branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. We burst through the cabin door, slamming it shut behind us. Our laughter evaporated, replaced by the palpable tension hanging in the air. As we sat huddled in fear, a sudden scratching noise came from the outside, sending our hearts racing. It was relentless, a soul-chilling reminder that we were not alone. Someone suggested we call for help. As one of my friends reached for the phone, the line was dead. "There's got to be a backup plan," I said, desperately scanning the room for any weapons or tools. Our bravado crumbled, revealing the raw vulnerability of our situation. That was when the lights flickered, plunging us into darkness. A scream pierced the air as the door rattled, and we could hear the unmistakable sound of heavy breathing outside. Panic transformed into full-blown terror as we huddled together, whispering frantic plans to escape if necessary. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed, the door splintering against whatever monstrosity was trying to get in. Time slowed, every heartbeat felt exaggerated, punctuated by our shallow breaths. The door creaked open, revealing a silhouette filled with malice. Instinct took over, and we surged towards the kitchen, seeking refuge behind the counter. I stole a glance, and what I saw still haunts me. A figure gaunt and monstrous, with eyes glinting like shards of glass. It stepped into the light, revealing a face twisted in a grotesque smile. We had to move. Without thinking, we charged past it, out the back door into the bracing night air. We didn't stop running until we reached the car parked along the dirt road. As we sped away, I could see the cabin shrinking in the rearview mirror, but a chilling thought crossed my mind. The darkness behind us could still be chasing us, lurking in the shadows for another chance to attack. Arriving back in civilization, the weight of the experience hung heavily on my chest. Safe, yes, but never free from the nightmare that awaited on that isolated path. I often wonder if that lurking horror still haunts the cabin, waiting for the next group of eager souls to stumble into its trap.